The anime starts with a huge explosion occurring in the middle of a city. A blue monster, named Vaccine Man, is behind it. The Hero Association is in a panic to see the heroes they sent are already defeated by him, with other heroes being busy dealing with other monsters. They are fearful about the lives that will be lost. Amid destructed city, the Vaccine Man spots a young girl crying. Without any hesitation, he tries to kill her. However, before he does it, our protagonist, Saitama, comes to her rescue. The Vaccine Man gets angry to see his prey getting stolen. In anger, he starts to transform into a bigger monster and attacks. However, Saitama casually punches and, like every time, defeats the monster in just one hit. But this makes him frustrated. Saitama, after hard training, became so strong, and now he does not enjoy defeating the monsters. He feels empty and wonders whether he should carry on. While shopping in City D, a huge monster appears and destroys everything on his way. The monster is the result of his big brother's experiment. And together they plan to destroy everything. Saitama gets on top of the monster's shoulder and tells him to stop. However, the big brother gets furious and orders to kill the Saitama. The monster tries to squish but mistakenly kills his own brother. He is devastated and gets angry. In anger, he throws away Saitama and lands consecutive punches. But even after numerous attempts, Saitama is unharmed. He jumps and defeats the monster with just a punch. The next morning, a news channel reports that a swarm of mosquitoes is destroying every living thing on their way to City Z, and because the threat level is demon, the citizens are required to stay extra cautious before any help arrives. Saitama lives in City Z and is a bit worried to see the news. While watering a cactus, a mosquito sits on top of his hand. He tries to squish it but couldn't. No matter how much he tries, the mosquito escapes every time. On the other side, as the mosquitoes start to appear in City Z, everyone is in their house. Using this opportunity, a thief steals items from an unclosed store. However, just then the horde of mosquitoes attacks him and sucks all his blood, leaving him in a lifeless body. The swarm of mosquitoes is controlled by a female monster who uses them to satisfy her thirst. Finally, a cyborg named Genos appears and attacks her. She dodges the attacks and orders her mosquitoes to him. As the swarm of mosquitoes surrounds Genos, they all are fried by his explosive powers. He then goes after the female monster, but she dodges every attack. After getting close to Genos, she successfully takes one of his arms. But to her surprise, Genos also took her legs in return. The female monster fears that she might lose, so she uses her mosquitoes, and after making them suck the animal's blood, she starts to transform. But Genos is not planning to wait for her to complete the transformation and prepares to attack. However, just then Saitama comes running from behind, trying to get rid of the mosquito from earlier. On seeing the swarm of mosquitoes, he stops. Genos finds it weird for civilians to stay outside and alerts Saitama to go and hide. But it's too late. After the female monster's transformation, the swarm attacks both of them. Genos uses his explosive power and kills every single one. But he then realizes Saitama might have been taken out by the explosion. But to his surprise, Saitama is unharmed. Matter of fact, he is grateful to Genos to get rid of the mosquito that was troubling him. The female monster now is stronger, and Genos freaks out to sense her strength. The female monster attacks Genos and easily tears him apart. Genos realizes he can't win, so he decides to self-destruct. But before he does, Sama destroys the monster with just a slap. Genos couldn't believe what he just saw, and asks Saitama's name. The next day, after getting repaired, he goes to Saitama's apartment and requests him to become his master. Saitama bluntly refuses. Genos then reveals that 4 years ago, his family was killed by a cyborg. And Dr. Kuseno saved him from death by replacing his body with mechanical parts. Ever since then, he has had only one purpose, and that's to destroy the evil cyborg. And for it he needs Saitama to become his master. Just then, multiple monsters attack Saitama's house. Frustrated to see he now has to pay for the repairs, Saitama mercilessly defeats every one of them. But suddenly, he is sucked into the ground. After it, a cyborg appears and starts attacking Genos. While Genos fights him, 2 more monsters appear. The lion monster threatens Saitama and tells him to peacefully come with them. Saitama casually stands up and refuses. The lion monster gets furious and starts to attack. But no matter how much he tries, Saitama is easily able to dodge them. After too much fooling around, Saitama uses a normal punch and the lion monster is dead. The other monster freaks out and dug his way toward the base. But to his surprise, Saitama appears in front of him and eliminates him. Above, Cyborg fighting Genos is actually a gorilla monster. Seeing he is about to die, he begs them to spare his life and in return promises to reveal everything he knows. The gorilla monster reveals that his boss is a human, who is obsessed with Saitama's body after he defeated the mosquito monster. He wants to use and create a stronger monster. And that's why he has ordered them to bring Saitama to their base. So, Saitama decides to go there and deal with this matter. In the base, the boss along with his clones are in shock to see the monsters they sent are all defeated. The boss is in worry and fears that he might also get taken down by Saitama. So he decides to use his ultimate monster. Outside, Saitama with Genos finally reaches the base. And without any hesitation, Genos just destroys the whole building. While searching, they come across a door to the basement. Saitama opens it and both of them go inside it. The boss goes in front of the ultimate monster and tells him about a person he wants him to fight and catch alive. The monster agrees. And after it, he rushes towards Saitama while holding the boss. Since Genos is not the one the boss wants, he crushes him. And after it, he tells Saitama to fight with him. Looking at Genos' condition, Saitama gets serious and accepts. They go inside a white room. Before the fight begins, Genos also arrives. Even in his terrible condition, he tries to defeat the monster. But he is not strong enough. For the final attack, Genos blasts a fire attack, but the monster reverses it using his breath. Saitama is in shock to see Genos and is pissed off. The monster, with his incredible speed, goes behind Saitama and tries to attack. But he quickly backs off to sense incredible power from Saitama. He is in a panic and asks how Saitama become this strong. So Saitama decides to reveal the secret of his strength. Everyone is curious. Even the boss comes. They all listen carefully. Saitama reveals to become this strong, the person has to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and run 10 kilometers. Every day without any rest. After listening, Genos gets angry and tells Saitama to not joke around. Because this is just an easy training regime. He is frustrated and wants to know the real secret. But to his surprise, Saitama only did what he just told. The monster is now more confident after listening to Saitama's pathetic routine. He begins to transform and reveals that he is going to beat Saitama until next Saturday without giving him any second to rest. After it, he continuously attacks Saitama. Genos is in worry to see his master on edge. While getting beaten, Saitama is in shock to know the monster will go on a rampage until next Saturday, which means today is the bargain day at the supermarket. And because of this, he destroys the monster. He is frustrated because now he won't be able to get the deal. The boss is in shock and wonders what just happened. Genos shows him a sale pamphlet and tells his master was referring to this. Genos goes to Saitama and tells him that they can still make it if they hurry. Saitama breaks the wall and rushes there with Genos. While the boss decides to stop doing evil things and live a normal life. The next day, a bunch of bald people calling themselves Paradisers start to destroy buildings. Their leader, the Hammerhead, had enough of being unemployed. He wants basic needs like food and water for free. So he has gathered his followers and is trying to send a message. Saitama watches the news and is in shock to know all the members of Paradisers are bald. And because of it, the reporter is telling every civilian to report if they found anyone like this. Saitama is in a panic. Without wasting any time, he prepares to leave to deal with them. In the city, as Paradisers go on a rampage, a hero named Mumum Rider comes to stop them. However, he is beaten to a pulp. Zeniru, a rich businessman, is fearful that his building might be taken down, so he hires a ninja named Sonic to deal with this mess. Sonic goes and confronts Paradisers. As they attack him, Sonic starts to kill every single one of them with his abnormal speed. At last, Hammerhead is the only one remaining. And to save himself, he starts throwing rocks at Sonic. But with just a kunai, Sonic takes down the boss. As he tells Zeniru about the completion of his work, he is shocked to see the Hammerhead's body has disappeared. Hammerhead's skull is really strong and that's why the kunai was blocked. On his way, he notices Saitama. Looking at Saitama's appearance, he asks if he is here to become his follower. Saitama refuses and explains that he is a hero for fun and is here to defeat him. The boss gets angry and uses his armor to attack. But to his surprise, Saitama blocks it and easily destroys the armor. Hammerhead freaks out and runs away. Saitama didn't bother chasing after him and let him get away. Just then, Sonic arrives. Looking at Saitama's appearance, he suspects Saitama is one of the paradisers. So he attacks him. But Saitama easily stops him and breaks the sword. Saitama tries to explain that he is not with Hammerhead. But Sonic wouldn't believe him because of the undeniable proof. With his incredible speed, Sonic tries to distract and at the right moment attacks. But Saitama easily saw through it and this made Sonic freak out. But because of the momentum, his nuts land on Saitama's fist. Bearing the incredible pain, Sonic warns Saitama that the next time he will take his revenge. Back at Saitama's home, Zenus is now repaired. Saitama is sad and explains that he has been defeating the monsters for 3 years, but still, no one knows him. Even in the city, everyone mistakenly took him as one of the paradisers. So as a solution, Zenus tells about getting registered as heroes. Saitama didn't know if anything like this existed. Both of them decide to register themselves. Consider liking and subscribing this channel if you enjoyed the recap. Have a wonderful day ahead.